This week we're exploring South Dakota with South Dakota Tourism to show y'all the best hikes, things to do, places to see, and delicious food to eat all across this beautiful and diverse state.
For the last couple days, we have been exploring the beautiful Spearfish Canyon and its waterfalls, wandered around historic Deadwood, ate some amazing burgers, saw tons of bison, visited Mount Rushmore and Crazy Horse, and checked off our 27th National Park.
And for our third day in South Dakota, we're going to explore the beautiful Custer State Park. Custer State Park is probably one of the things we've been most excited about while here in South Dakota. It's South Dakota's oldest and largest state park at 71,000 acres, has a bunch of really cool and unique scenery, and it's home to the highest point in the U.S. east of the Rockies.
We have a handful of hikes we want to explore today, as well as a very interesting drive in the van, and we're kicking off with a sunrise hike to Cathedral Spires.
So this hike is about 2.3 miles and it's marked as strenuous because I believe there's some rock climbing involved. Nothing too crazy, but I think just enough so that they can't really call it easy. But the best part about this hike is we're already kind of seeing it now, but we're gonna end up by these things called the Cathedral Spires, which basically these just pillar rock formations that you see a lot in this area, but this specific part of the park seems to have the most of them. And from what we can see so far, it is crazy cool. These spires are freaking wild. We're just in a valley surrounded by them. They're just so pointy and jagged and rugged. This is really unlike anything I think we've ever seen.
Made it to the end of the trail. This is the end of the trail sign. This place is absolutely incredible. Like Kathryn said, I don't think we've ever seen anything like this. They're just beautiful and just so unique. But I think you can climb up in these, kinda. There's probably little pathways, but I think we're gonna pass on that. But we're just gonna enjoy the views here. It's an awesome sunrise. Absolutely perfect morning.
The trail kind of just ends in this big open gravelly circle thing with a bunch of the spires around you, but the best view of the spires is just a few steps down the trail back towards the trailhead where you're in this valley just surrounded by them.
One of the main roads that runs through the park is the Needles Highway. It's called the Needles Highway because of the rock-like formations that look like needles, and they look like they're piercing the horizon, they say. It's supposed to be beautiful scenery, as we've already seen so far. There's tons of twists and turns, but the interesting part is there's a couple tunnels you have to go through, and they have really low clearance. And we have a high-top van, so that's extra interesting for us. I'm a little nervous about it, and to get to our next hike, we have to go through one of the most famous ones, the Needles Eye Tunnel.
Oh yeah, there it is! Oh, it looks really small.
Yeah. I should also also note that when we entered the park yesterday to do the wildlife loop, the lady at the hut that we paid for our fee, she said, I don't think your van's gonna make it through some of these tunnels, so you might just want to stick to the wildlife loop. Pretty nervous about this. It's like 100 feet long. I've done a ton of research on this, measuring the heights. I've measured the van like 3 times. I'm pretty sure I'm good on width, but height is what I'm nervous about. It's 9 feet 8 inches, 9 feet 9 inches, and the van is 107 inches. So there should be 3 or 4 inches to spare. Oh man.
I'm putting on a good face for Adam, but I'm definitely very nervous about this.
This is crazy.
This is kind of fun.
This is tight. Kona's really nervous about it too, if you can't hear her. But yeah, all the research I did, I looked on Google Photos, I looked on RV forums, all this. Everybody said, do not bring RVs. I know we're not an RV, but that's just, you know, you're always nervous. But I did see another guy on Instagram brought his Sprinter through, so that made me feel good. And then also on Google Photos, I saw one of those Reserve America RVs get through here, and those are definitely bigger than this. But the kicker is, I also saw, I think tour buses come through here, and that's what really made me feel comfortable about it, but still pretty nerve-wracking. We made it.
Everything looks good, no
scrapes,
damage.
no touches,
The
nothing.
mirror's still there. The wheel boost is still there. Honestly, I feel like there were definitely more inches to spare than we thought. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So it wasn't as tight, but I mean, still, if you have bad depth perception, you may not do a good job going through the tunnels. But yeah, there's a bunch of tunnels on this road. We might go through more later. We'll see what's on our route. But this was definitely the one we were most nervous about because it's more kind of like curved in. But good job, Adam.
Apparently, I read on the forums that the big hubbub that people have is people go through the tunnel, you know, all nervous like I was, and then they just zoom right past it and forget to even look at the thing that the tunnel's named after. It's not called the Needle's Eye because it's so small. It's because of this formation right here. Looks like a needle's eye. That was so much fun. We're gonna go through it again 2 more times. Just as awesome the second time.
We're going through for our 3rd time now, so we can actually get to the next hike. This is my first time actually being in the van. I can easily just touch the walls if I stuck my hands out the window. It's definitely not as scary as we thought it would be, but it's still something that you don't get to do every day. Next up, we're hiking the Sunday Gulch Trail, which is a 3-mile loop trail, and it's rated strenuous, but I think that's just because there's some interesting features at the beginning of the trail.
The trail starts here at Sylvan Lake, which is an absolutely beautiful lake. It's got these big rocks jutting out of the water. There's a hill behind with trees, and in the morning light, it is just beautiful with the reflections.
I think, so in Glacier, our word of the vlog, every vlog was epic.
Epic.
I feel like the word of all these South Dakota vlogs will be crazy.
Crazy and beautiful.
Yeah.
The lake is nice and glassy right now, and the reflections.
There's just huge humps of rocks. Like we keep saying, South Dakota has just been full of surprises so far.
Seriously.
This is really crazy. We don't know what to say. It's so hard to describe things sometimes, so we use a lot of the same words. So I think we started the trail the wrong direction. It's a loop trail, and we're seeing most people going clockwise. We were going counterclockwise, and I think you want to go clockwise to get all the cool features at the beginning. So we're gonna reroute. think we found the start of the trail, and it's starting out a little narrow. Oh my god.
Yeah, I know, I was gonna say.
Whoa, there are huge boulders just
jammed in
resting up there. That is a little terrifying.
It's so gorgeous here. Can't get over it.
So everywhere I read said that the crazy part was at the beginning, and it involves like there's a rail to help you climb up and stuff, at least from what I remember. But I feel like we're a good amount in, we haven't seen it, so maybe we were going the right way earlier. I don't know, we'll figure it out eventually. I think we're finally hitting the part of the hike that I thought we'd hit at the beginning, which is the more interesting part of the hike. The terrain has gone from kind of just forest and meadowy to, I guess in between all the rocks, it makes a, I don't know if gulch is the right word, but that's the name of the hike, so I'm gonna assume it's a gulch. But it's kind of canyony, there's like a little bit of a river going through, there's a staircase. I think it's about to get really fun.
Pretty tough sledding going back this way though. A lot of uphill and climbing up these boulders. But it's fun.
It's super fun. We finished the Sunday Gulch Trail, and from my reading of reviews, I think a lot of people start with the Gulch part and then end the way we started. You actually, I think, end up in the same spot, or maybe you end up on the other side of the lake. We're still confused about that, but anyway.
Still a little cloudy for us, but you can obviously do it any way you want, but I would say we would prefer to do it the way we did. We went clockwise,
yeah.
And you have awesome views at the beginning, then as it gets a little woody and you kind of get down in the gulch, or like foresty area,
yeah.
And then you come up to the gulch and you climb up it.
It was fun.
It was fun. It was like a little adventure at the end instead of having it right off at the beginning.
Yeah, you had views at the beginning and then fun adventure at the end, which kind of kept you going towards the end. So either way you do it, it'll be great, but that's just the way we did it, and I think it worked out pretty well.
It was awesome.
It was really fun. We have one more hike we want to do at Custer State Park, but we're going to save it for sunset. So in the meantime, we're going to head to our new campground called Bismarck Lake Campground. We've been staying at Grizzly Creek Primitive, but they didn't have any spots for tonight, so we had to move to a different spot. But it looks really cool, and I think we might actually have a lakefront camp spot. So we're going to head there now, and we're going to make a fun little campfire dinner, which will hopefully go better than our pizza last time. We made it to our campsite, and it's technically lakefront, but it's a bit of a trek down there, but we have an awesome lake view, and the site is amazing. We have the parking area up there, and then the kind of a separate area with the fire pit, with the picnic table. We only have one person across from us, and we have all the space around us to ourselves. It's a very spacious spot. So if you come to the Black Hills, come to Bismarck Lake Campground, site number 4. It's time for us to make our dinner. For today's campfire dinner, because we're eating between lunch and dinner, we're gonna try something a little bit simpler than that one time at Glacier when we thought we could make a campfire pizza, but then it turned out to be a bagel bite. It was still really good. If you haven't watched that vlog, go check it out, but yeah, didn't really go exactly how we planned. So we asked on Instagram if you guys had any good campfire recipes, and quite a few people recommended doing these foil packets, where basically you get a piece of foil, you put all the ingredients you want in it, wrap it up, throw it on the fire, and then you open it and you eat it. So for our foil packet, we're gonna do a cheesy bacon ranch potato chicken.
Now for the best part. Yeah, buddy. And now for the best part. Oh, got all melty.
This looks so good.
Yeah. That is so good. The ranch gives it so much flavor. The potatoes are cooked perfectly. The cheese is melted. The bacon's awesome. The chicken's nice and soft. Everything's cooked nice and well. The asparagus makes it healthy. But yeah, this is excellent. We're gonna have to add this to our staple, especially when we do campfires. This is awesome.
This cheese is so melted. That is delicious. So good. We're gonna have to make this all the time. It's kind of healthy, hearty, cheesy, buttery. You cannot go wrong. It's so good.
And the best part is, the cleanup is as easy as this. And for dessert, we are doing a hobo pie, which was another suggestion from you guys, so thank you. But you might be asking what a hobo pie is. So using this, what's called a pie iron, you take a piece of bread, you put your fillings in there with it, put another piece of bread, clamp it down, stick it in the fire, let it get all gooey. You can do like pizzas, you can do sweet stuff, you can do, probably the options are probably endless. But we're doing a sweet thing. We are gonna take some bread and we're gonna put in like kind of like a twist on an Elvis sandwich. It's like peanut butter, banana, some marshmallow. It's like a Elvis mixed with like a s'more. To avoid the great bagel bite debacle of 2020, we're gonna slather some butter on there so that it's so we don't have that huge sticking problem. So hopefully this will work out. So it's supposed to shut in there. This thing like unscrews. It's supposed to shut in there nice and close and tight. I'm not sure how this is gonna work. Victory! See how it turns out. Oh, I can smell it actually. Ooh. You can hear it.
Oh.
Oh yeah. This is gonna be awesome. Oh no.
Oh my God. After seeing Adam cut that, I think I might need a bib. Oh my God. That is amazing. It's so good. It's so gooey on the inside, which is why it's all over my face now. But the bread has a nice little crunch to it, kind of like a graham cracker. Oh my gosh.
That is revolutionary. This will create world peace.
Now that we're all stuffed from our foil packets and our hobo pie, let's go do a sunset hike. It may be the worst idea ever.
For sunset, we are hiking to Black Elk Peak, which at 7,244 feet is not only the highest point in South Dakota, but also the highest point east of the Rockies in the United States.
It's a 7.6 mile hike and you gain about 1,550 feet of elevation. We've been told the best way to go is go up trail 9 and down trail number 4, so that's what we're gonna do.
It looks like we were 2 feet off, but it said on lines 44, but whatever, what can you do? But this trail and this peak used to be called Harney Peak Trail, Harney Peak, but they recently renamed it after the Oglala Lakota, I think it was a medicine man is what I've heard him referred to as, Black Elk.
So we've reached a junction. We're not totally sure how much farther we have to go. We have yet to actually see the peak. We've been in the forest the whole time, for most of the time, with some views. But it's always nice when you can see the end point and know kind of how much farther you have just by looking at it. So we haven't had that, so it'll be a surprise. But I think we're getting closer. This trail number 4 right here, that's the way we're gonna go down. And from what I've heard, it kind of takes you through the Cathedral Spires we went through this morning. So it'll be dark by the time we get there probably, but hopefully it'll be light enough where we can see the spires at night, because that would be really pretty.
I'm 99% sure that that's the backside of Mount Rushmore, the rectangular looking one.
We found it!
Finally, that's our first look at it.
Wow!
Oh, you can go in that tower?
Cool.
Did you know about all this?
No. Every hike in this park has just had something really unique about it.
Yeah.
Just to make it a little bit different, or a lot different than any other hike we've ever done. Loving it. Highest point in South Dakota.
We have it all to ourselves.
Oh my gosh. It's a Saturday in the summer and I'm shocked. I mean, people might join. We may not have it all to ourselves for long.
Still early. We still have another 45 minutes till the sunset.
But we're gonna soak it up while we have it to ourselves.
But even the sunrise hike, we only saw 2 other groups, 2 or 3 other groups, 3 people total.
Yeah, absolutely crazy.
Yeah. So not only is it the highest peak east of the Rocky Mountains, but it's also the highest peak west of the Pyrenees Mountains in Europe. That's pretty crazy. This is so creepy.
I can't believe they let you go in this.
Yeah. This is awesome. You usually can't go in stuff like this. The sun has officially kind of set behind some wildfire smoke. It's still up, but you can't see it anymore. It's kind of crazy, just behind a wall of smoke. So we're gonna start heading down, and no one ever showed up. We were the only ones. We had this whole place to ourselves.
We were expecting it to be really busy, so this was such a pleasant surprise. I know we say this all the time, but that was one of the coolest hikes we've been on.
Yeah.
Just the uniqueness of this tower and like these cool staircases we're going down now.
How it's like built up is, I didn't know about it. It's super cool.
Just all the views. So yeah, we're gonna book it down back to the car to hopefully not be hiking too much in the pitch black.
Yeah. The ground is so cool. It's like to the crushed up rock, I guess. You can see the sparkles in it. It's like stars in the ground.
We survived!
The hike took us about 3 hours and 40 minutes, and that was with 40 minutes sitting up at the top, hanging out, waiting for the sun to set.
As we said at the beginning of the vlog, Custer State Park is one of the things we are most excited about during this trip, and it did not disappoint. If you're coming to South Dakota, you only have time for a couple things, make sure this is on your list.
But it has been a long day. We did 3 hikes, sunrise, one right after sunrise, and then sunset. We did probably like 12, 13 miles.
A lot.
I'm just telling you right now, we are stinky.
So next on the list is on the itinerary is take a shower.
Yeah, so we're gonna take a shower, hit the hay, and then we'll be coming back at you tomorrow with a city adventure.